Welcome, I'm John Canopener.
And I'm James Wang.
And together, we are Rock Hard. And today, what we're talking about is the biggest tragedy to come out of Columbine, Scream 3.
Hell yeah.
A little film that came out in 2000, 1 year before 9/11, 1 year after Columbine. We needed something in between. We got Scream 3. Now, James is going to take away with some facts. Take it away, James.
All right, I'm sure you guys know how this works. I'm going to tell you facts. You're going to fucking like it. All right? Starting off with this first fact. Matt Kieslar. Is that his fucking name? I don't know how you pronounce it. The actor who played Tom, who was in turn playing Dewey in Stab 3, Return to Woodsboro. He originally auditioned to play Billy Loomis in the first Scream movie. And good thing that didn't happen, because he fucking sucks.
Yeah, he looks weird. He's a weird-looking guy.
I'm glad he died in Scream 3.
Yeah, so the guy playing Dewey was going to play Billy originally, or he auditioned.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, now the second fact. This one, we were tripping balls on this one because we were just talking about it when I brought it up. So it says, while we see Randy in the form of a video concerning the rules of a trilogy, we almost saw more of the character. Despite his death in Scream 2, an earlier idea, based on a fan outrage, had his family hide him away after the attack in the second film, but understandably, it was considered a tad too far-fetched.
I think that would have been cool as shit.
Yeah, we were just talking about it when I brought it up, and
they should have fucking done it, man.
John is very upset that didn't happen because, again, it would have been really cool to see him come back.
Randy's super important, and Randy is loved. My voice cracked because I'm so mad about it. Yeah, he's a big deal to this. He's just as important as Dewey, or Sydney, or Gale, any of these motherfuckers. He's
Gale,
just
dude.
as important, and how dare you take him away from us that quick?
The smartest
Why
guy.
is it never Gale?
That's what I understand. He's like the smartest guy who actually had... I think that's why they did it, because he was too knowledgeable, and I feel like he would have been able to crack everything down to a T.
You needed him.
In the
to
first
do that.
movie, he fucking nailed Billy. Like, he nailed him.
You're telling me that's not a killer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's a suspect!
Especially this motherfucker!
Now, this last fact, again, pretty shocking. I didn't know it. My boy John didn't know it. And I'm pretty sure you guys didn't know it as well. So this last fact I have for you guys. The house that was used during the climax of the film was also used as a school in Halloween H2O.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not. I did not know that. Even though we went over this before we filmed.
Yeah.
No idea. But
That's crazy, right?
It is crazy, though, because H2O gets a lot of shit for being a Scream-like film. And I don't know. We'll get to Halloween eventually, but for right now, I think it's kind of a cop-out. Like, I think everybody was doing the Scream thing at that time, so you can't really blame Halloween for trying to get that. But we're talking about Scream right now. I did not know that. I did not know that was the same house.
Did you guys know that?
As a school. The house could be a school in a whole other fucking movie. You show the outside of something completely different, and the inside's just somewhere totally in another state.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. I could probably put up like two different shots, something like the same thing, because it's crazy that fucking
crazy.
happens. Yeah.
And then we all know, I'm just going to throw this one in there. We all know, we're all aware, because everyone has already said this on every other channel. That's why we didn't bring it up. But I'm going to bring it up this one time, just so you guys know that we're aware. This is very nerfed for a Scream film. This is something, but they had to do it because of Columbine. When Columbine happened, this whole franchise went to shit because they had the original idea was for Stu to be a killer from jail, and his little minions were going to be running around out doing all his dirty work. That was the original idea, and you all know that. I know, but we had to make it clear that we're well aware of that on this channel. We just try to give you some stuff that you might not have heard before, and stuff that we found interesting, stuff that we didn't know before. You know, I'm sick of hearing the same shit. So, anyway, very good facts, though, James.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
All right. So without that, we're gonna get into with that. If you haven't noticed, we've had a few. We're just gonna be real.
Just being real with y'all.
But Now we're going to move into the real meat and potatoes. We're going to start off with some positives here, okay? By now, we're trying stuff a little different, though. We're going to try to make this a little shorter. If you want some real meat, there'll be a whole nother video for you guys if you want an extended version of this. But this is right now, we're just going to narrow this down to 3 things that we saw that we loved about this movie. Actually, there's 4.
4.
There's 4, but one is What If plays. What if? That amazing, beautiful song from Creed. That goes perfect with the fucking movie. I love it. I love the video. I love the song. I think it's very fun that they put it right in the beginning of it. And then we looked at the soundtrack later, and there's a lot of badass bands on this fucking album, but you only hear Creed.
You only hear Creed.
You only hear Creed. But, yeah. What if? What if? Oh, you gotta do the fucking... What if? What if? Going on from that, we have the voice changer. The voice changer is brand new. It's a new voice changer. You can make anybody's voice with this voice changer. And we have no idea why they didn't use that anymore, because that is a really cool feature. And you can really trick a lot of motherfuckers if you wanted to pretend you were somebody else. And in this one, they use it. And it stands out, and I think it's a really cool fucking idea.
I feel like, going on from Scream 4 to 6, I feel like they could have totally used it in so many situations, and they didn't. It's only in Scream 3 alone, and that was kind of weird that they only had it in that movie.
I'll tell you right now, I thought they were doing it in Scream 6.
You thought so?
In the beginning, I thought that first call, I thought it sounded like Dewey, and Dewey just died. And I was like, oh, they're doing the fucking Scream 3 voice change again, that kind of shit. No, it turned out to just be Flash.
I mean, I'm still surprised that they still haven't used it now. It's such a very interesting tool, and I wonder where he got it, or who made it, or did he make it himself? Did Roman make it himself? Or did he buy it from someone? Because that's such a very important piece to the whole Ghostface gimmick. Like, you need to trick people to get them where you need them to go, and it's only used in one movie, and that's pretty much it. It was so weird.
Yeah, he tricked Sydney. He tricked, hey, Dewdrop. He tricked him.
Dewdrop.
Yeah. Hey, Dewdrop, let me take it from here. Kronk, he took it from Kronk. Yeah, he tricked a lot of people.
Yeah.
In that. But yeah, the voice changer is definitely a plus, and it should be used more, and it's not. And do you guys feel like it should be used more? I feel like it should. Let us know down below.
Scream 7, come on, bring us a voice changer back. Hashtag
It
bring
would
back
go
voice changer.
full circle, because
Yeah.
it's the third one. Okay, next we have some callbacks. There's a lot of callbacks to the original film, the first one, the 96 film. We got them right here. Okay, opening scene. Direct callback to
Scream 1.
the opening scene there, right?
Yep.
And how, what? I even noticed that cotton sweater is similar to Drew Barrymore's sweater. Casey Becker.
No shits.
I noticed this morning when I was fucking rewatching it.
Yeah.
And trying to get, yeah, I noticed that Casey Becker, they almost are wearing the identical sweater. It's like they're pinpointing like who's going to be the first kill. But yeah, very similar in the way that the first act went down.
Yeah, Cotton gets the call in a car, which is pretty new.
There we go.
The same thing from the beginning. She gets a call in from her kitchen, and then there's the whole conversation with someone. So, and the first one is Casey Becker talking to a guy, and then flirting with her and all that shit. And then Scream 3, it's a woman talking to Cotton and then flirting with him and all that shit. And it is all like, again, the same thing. This obviously the Ghostface killer flirting with the victim and then telling him, and then quickly changing the voice and then going to Roger Jackson's fucking Scream voice and saying, yo, I got your fucking lover right here. We're going to play a little game. If you get it wrong, they fucking die. And it's exactly the same shit. And I was like...
Well, she's got a pretty little voice. That's all you want to say, ass. You want to say ass so bad.
Pretty little...
But Scream 3, you can't do that in here.
Yeah.
The bathroom scene with Angelina. Total callback to when Sydney... at her school, those two bitches were talking shit about her, and she was in the shitter. And then when she came out, Ghostface attacked her. Very similar. But instead, this time, she fucking busted open the door, and Angelina was there with a Ghostface. So it's very similar. They pay a lot of homage to the first one. They put a lot of, I'm pretty sure it was on purpose, kind of shit to it, because it always goes back to the original. And then right after that, we have Roman said, "We'll be right back." At the mansion. These are all out of order, by the way. So, But we have Roman said, we'll be right back, when he's like, hey, I'm going to go investigate this house.
We're going to go look around.
Yeah, he used to have some kind of theater in here or something where they used to have drugs and girls and all this kind of shit. And I'm going to go check this out. You guys want to come or not? And then finally, some bitches go with him. And then he goes, okay, we'll be right back. And that's totally a callback to the first one.
With Stu.
Mm-hmm. We have the closet where Jennifer's trying to get out. And she's banging on it, but they can't hear shit.
Yep.
It's very similar to in Scream 2, how you couldn't hear in the sound booth when Dewey was getting killed.
Or so we thought.
Yeah, very similar. Roman's fake death. Spot on with Billy's death.
Yep.
Except he took it a little further. And he must have done the makeup himself. I don't know how he did that. It's a little out there, but still, he faked his own death, just like Billy did. Probably told him how to do it, too. He throws Tyson out of the window, like Cece over the fucking balcony.
In Scream 2.
In Scream 2.
Yep.
We have Roman just looking for Sydney like Billy. He cutting up the couches, doing all that shit. Looks very similar to Billy.
Yeah, like in the final act after she shoots him. He shoots her, and then he's on the floor, and then they hear Dewey and yell in the background. He turns around, fucking closes all the door and shit. He turns around, and then she's gone.
Just like when Sydney's gone in the first one.
And then he's just fucking tearing through everything. It was like, just like in the first movie at the end. It was crazy.
Yeah, so that almost mirrors that. Stone was Crunk. Stabbed in the back, just like Dewey. Roman was pretending to be Dewey, and then clicked it over to Roger Jackson's voice. Stabbed Stone right in the back, just like Dewey got stabbed.
Yeah.
So it's almost poetic. The guy that was pretending to be Dewey ended up stabbing you in the fucking back, just like Dewey got stabbed in the back in the first one. We also have Roman gets questioned on purpose, like Billy getting arrested on purpose in the first one. He probably told him that shit too. So what we're getting at here in all this callback shit is that Scream 3 is known to be the worst one because there's not a lot of blood, not a lot of guts, not a lot of this. They had to change the story because Columbine, all that shit. But for what they came up with, it's pretty fucking impressive that they covered all these tracks with, because you can see a clear as day fucking parallel between Billy and Roman.
Yeah, you can.
Like, you could tell Billy was kind of like Luke with Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
It's crazy because he told him everything. And then he also said, like, I didn't know they're going to make a movie of their own. So he had no idea that they were going to take it that far with Sydney. And yeah, so gangs of callbacks to the first one.
Oh, there was one that you were missing too.
What is it?
Remember when Roman and Gail tumbled down the stairs and he was knocked out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the knockout scene. Just like in Scream 2, when Sydney and Haley had to crawl over Mickey, who's
after
knocked
they
out.
Crashed?
Yeah, same thing. Like, except this time, you almost know for sure Roman's fucking faking it. You know what I mean? But he keeps waking up, like, in middle time. Yeah, but yeah, Roman is definitely trying to pull off the Mickey thing there. And it's just a call back to the second one, which is kind of weird because I think that's the only call. No, CC, the second one. So there's callbacks to the second one as well as the first one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of callbacks.
But the second one doesn't have any callbacks to the first one.
No.
That's what we were getting at.
Yeah, the second one, it feels like it's its very own standalone. I mean, unless someone can like point out something we missed.
Besides the bullshit with like a call and somebody answering, and like that's in every Scream.
I mean, aside from that.
But like as far as like direct callbacks, like things that happened in that movie happening again, they kind of went fresh with Scream 2.
Yeah, it was very fresh.
But yeah, in Scream 3, they went back to the first one. They definitely mimicked a lot of that shit. So we noticed that. We thought it was cool. What do you guys think? And then we also have some negatives to talk about.
Unfortunately.
Some big negatives here.
Even though we're trying to revive the hype for Scream, even though Scream 3 is pretty much the weakest out of the bunch in this movie franchise.
So people say.
There were some negatives or some things that we just did not like. Again, nothing too crazy, but just some things that we just saw and we're like, the fuck is this? Like, that's literally our reaction. Like,
yeah,
had us scratching our heads, basically.
First one we have here. Oh, we can just say the obvious. A lot of cutaway kills, a lot of stuff that's not on screen. You guys know that. You've heard it a million times. That's what made this movie suck. We get it. Let's get that one out of the way. Okay? Done. All right? Next one we have is Cotton fucking dying. Okay? One, it doesn't make sense why Cotton would know.
Not. That shit gets me tired.
Why would Cotton know where the fuck Sydney is?
Yes.
Why? If it ain't, it should have been Neil. It should have been Sydney's dad. Sydney's dad is the one that would know, or Dewey would know where fucking Sydney was. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Gail, somebody. Why the fuck would Cotton know? Cotton wants to go on his own life. He wants to live his own life. He wants to get movie deals. He wants to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And he even said that shit in the beginning when he said that I don't want to play some fucking cameo in some slasher flick. And turns out that's exactly what he did. That's funny.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like Cotton could have been that Randy that we're missing. He might not know all the movie facts, but he could have been that fourth missing person.
That comedic relief.
Yes, something, because
yeah.
And you could have a big redemption arc with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's already redeemed himself somewhat, but like to really, because he's kind of a piece of shit in Scream 3 from the beginning.
Yeah.
You can have him be a piece of shit. You can have him, but I mean, what if they work on the same set? You know what I mean? Or in the same studio, I mean.
Yeah.
Different sets. But, you know, then they come question Cotton. He's like, oh my God, I've been through this shit before. I did not do anything, you know? And then he has to tag along with the Scooby-Doo gang and get on there. And then he clears himself in this movie, moves on to 4. He's still a part of the gang. Just keep Cotton. Cotton could have been a big deal in this, and he's not. And,
No.
and I hate how they wasted him, because it makes zero sense why he would know where the fuck Sydney is.
Yeah. I was pretty upset. And I'm just saying, because like they could have totally kept him, kill him in Scream 5 instead of Dewey. Like, they should have done that instead.
That would have been, wouldn't that have been cool? Like, what if you got to love Cotton finally, right? He redeems himself in 3. 4, he's still in the clear. He's really in the clear. You don't even suspect him as a killer anymore. 5, he gets the shaft. You just got attached to him. He's dead now. That would have worked so much better. That would have worked
just
so
fucking
great.
killing him in the opening
Kill
scene.
Neil. That would have, because the third one's got to have stakes, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, start with Sydney's dad. Kill Sydney's dad. Give Sydney a reason to have to come out of hiding. Done. I mean, whatever. It's easy to say that in hindsight. We don't know the fucking first thing about making movies, but wouldn't that be a cool idea? That's all we're saying. It would have been a cool idea. Instead of killing Dewey, bro. God damn it. Anyway.
Yeah, we're getting too far ahead with that. That's coming soon, by the way.
But Cotton shouldn't. I feel like that was weak. I feel like. I mean, the whole scene itself is cool. Like the whole opening, it's still cool. It's tight, but it's also like the weakest.
Like the Hollywood sign and then the
I don't know
helicopters.
if it's the weakest, 'cause we're still gonna talk about Scream 4. That's the. Anyway, but yeah, with Scream 3, yeah, the Hollywood sign coming in.
Yeah, like I feel like the opening scene. Yeah, I feel like it just changes the pace, because from what we've seen originally, which is 1, being in Woodsboro, 2, being in Ohio and in college, and then 3, if that was supposed to be the original trilogy, they ended off 3 with a bang. And why not a bigger place than fucking Hollywood? That would have been the
Because Scream
ultimate.
being meta as shit.
Exactly.
It's in a meta fucking place with meta fucking people around, and you have Gail and Jennifer going on their little thing. You know what I mean? How meta is that? Like the person that's playing you, bitch, is investigating with you at the same time. And then these motherfuckers start dying like they did in the movies.
Exactly.
And then it's like, I ain't leaving. 'Cause one of us is going, ain't gonna be me. But yeah. I mean, how much more meta can you get?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yep.
So anyway, Cotton should have died. We started to like Cotton, and they took him away from us too fast. And it makes zero sense, because Neil would have been the better person to kill for the third movie. If this was really going to wrap up a trilogy, kill Sydney's dad. Just saying. He's the one that would know where she is, and he's worth dying. Like, it'd be an emotional thing.
Yeah.
Cotton was just like, oh, really? Okay. I guess he's a familiar face to kill. That's about it.
So fucked, dude.
There's no reason. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Here's one. You ready for this?
Go for it.
The knife throw at Dewey's head that knocks him out. Dude.
Bro.
Scream has always been somewhat grounded, and for him to just look at the fucking knife, and for Dewey not to have all that time to not get out of the way, throws it upstairs,
Yeah.
hits him perfect in the fucking head with the butt of the knife, knocks him out, goes down the stairs. What? I mean, we can always play pretend that this shit is like, it's a movie and we don't have to worry about it and all this kind of stuff. But dude, god damn! Like, what are you talking about? Like, that wouldn't knock the motherfucker out. And you don't think this guy would fucking move out of the way after all the shit he's been through? I know they had to do this kind of dumb shit. They had to kind of make Scream 3, like, corny a little bit, like, a little more comedic, just to lighten the tone because of Columbine. But at the same time,
Yeah.
At the same time, you could have worked a little harder at it. You know what I mean? You could have had it actually stab him in the head or something, you know, to where stab him in the ear or something just to make it look like it went in his head and he falls and you see a little blood coming out of his hand. Like, that's not that bad. You know, something like that. Not, and then he falls down the stairs. No, like stab his head and and then he falls down the stairs. Something. But instead it was, the butt of it and it just went perfectly on his head. And that was pretty fucking lame. What did you think about that?
Plus, I don't even think, like, if we're being realistic here, I don't even think anyone, unless you're like a professional knife thrower, I don't think fucking Roman is. I don't think Roman is that skilled enough to perfectly throw a knife at this fucking guy's head without killing him or hurting him. He hurt him with the butt of the knife, but to fucking perfectly throw that shit.
I feel you.
And they hit him right in the head.
A real man could do it. I'm that man. I could do it.
Cool.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. Well, since we're going off the whole basement scene, the one thing I did have was the fact that you see Roman's death off screen. I mean, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. At the time, I'm pretty sure it wasn't as common to see his death off screen, because you see a bunch of other deaths off screen because the movie, how it is, the whole Columbine thing, you know. But the one thing I did not understand is that when Gail goes downstairs to open the casket and sees Roman's dead corpse in the fucking casket, feeling his arm, she must be like not, because that shit, you can honestly feel that shit. I can feel that my shit right now.
The only way, because that is super retarded and it's dumb, and I feel like you can't, unless there's some kind of like monk or ninja or something, you can like slow your heart rate down to trick the enemy. But I don't feel like, unless it was a prop arm, I think he might have had, because there was props everywhere. What if he thought that far ahead, because he's Mr. Director, right? What if he thought that far ahead and had a fake arm like in his shirt, like right there, and she was like, but it felt realistic. I'm stretching here. I'm stretching.
That seems very...
I'm stretching. I'm stretching, but this whole movie's a stretch. But I feel like with the director, with him being a director, that he might have been able to pull that off. It's still stupid.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's a mixed one. It's a mixed. How about that? It's a mixed. Because it can go either way. We can go with that. He's really good at playing dead and can slow down his heart rate, or she's too scared and couldn't really feel the pulse or was feeling the wrong spot. Let's go with that. That about wraps it up for this. Overall, we think Scream 3 deserves a lot more attention.
For sure.
It's a fun watch. This past week we've gone through it a couple times. Sometimes just to fast forward, just to see stuff that we're missing.
Certain clips, yeah.
We found quite a bit of stuff that's interesting about Kincaid. That we really want to bring up, but it's going to take too long in this video. So if you'd like to know, with along some other stuff, we have quite a bit of other stuff to mention too. But the big thing is Kincaid. Secret killer or no? Find out right here.
On the next episode of Rock Hard.
With that being said, this is Rock Hard. Out.